A life without the guilt of receiving help. A life wherein someone is seen as an equal, and a life wherein one's dreams are attainable. A life deserved by someone human. This is the life that physically disabled people deserve. 1 billion people, or 15% of the world's population, experience some sort of disability. Persons with disabilities on average as a group are more likely to experience adverse socio-economic outcomes than persons without disabilities, according to worldbank.org. Physically disabled people deserve fair treatment, which can be given through empowering them and giving them confidence, providing a safe space free from bullying and discrimination. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced, according to James Baldwin. A powerful, positive change can only be made for people with disabilities once we forcefully confront the problems they face.
Society should promote a mindset wherein physically disabled people should be treated fairly but should not feel the guilt of being worthless at the same time by continuously receiving the help they need from other people. Always offer help to people with disabilities just like one would for a person who is able bodied. Connect with them, empower, and make them feel like they have no disability. Rosario Enriquez, 71, had breast cancer 2 years ago and bone cancer in her spine after a year. She had to use a wheelchair for months because she could not walk or stand normally. Her condition improved after several treatments, but she still needs assistance or reliance on someone when standing, walking, and showering. Her children have work and they have children to look after, so she feels ashamed when they struggle to help her, so she tries not to be a burden by minimizing her requests at home. Even so, her daughters and grandchildren take her to malls or restaurants in her wheelchair so she would not feel a burden because of her disability. It is crucial to support disabled persons in developing their self esteem, strengthening their emotional resilience, and giving them a sense of community and belonging.
People with disabilities deserve a safe space. They are entitled to the same rights that we able-bodied people experience in our daily lives as a member of society. Therefore, we must reduce the direct and indirect discrimination that they experience. According to the Asia Foundation, many Filipino PWDs still experience discrimination up to this day. The 1987 Constitution's Bill of Rights aims to reduce the discrimination that Filipinos experience simply because of their status, their medical condition, their gender, and their sex. Additionally, the fundamental law of the state supports the dignity and rights of each and every Filipino. Fair treatment is not enough for PWDs. We must also provide them a safe space free from harassment, discrimination, and any forms of violence.
Physically disabled people must receive equal job opportunities by disregarding health conditions when looking at their credentials before hiring and adjusting the workplace to assist them in doing their job. None of the disabled person's roles, duties, and working hours will change. People with disabilities are guaranteed equal job opportunities. Under Section 5 of Republic Act 7277, it implies that if a person with disability is qualified for the position, they should be allowed to work. The company must offer flexible working hours and make physical changes to the workplace, such as providing wheelchairs, wheelchair ramps, and toilets. Plus equipment like a braille keyboard and reader, voice-activated software, and a digital recorder for someone who has disability taking written notes. Another adjustment is allowing a person with a disability time off during work hours for medical appointments and providing more training, monitoring, and supervision. 75% of disabled people in Sweden consider themselves to need adapted working conditions or support to carry out their work, and EU countries are similar to this situation. Physically disabled people can adapt to their workplace and receive equity by simply adjusting the workplace for them. Treat disabled people like other people with no disability. Provide them their needs for them to normally do their tasks and responsibilities. There is no greater disability in society than the inability to see a person as more.
Although there are laws in the country that protect and boost the condition of physically disabled people, these laws do not totally erase the feeling of isolation and insecurity among them. Also, add to that the feeling of segregation between physically able people and physically disabled people. Social barriers such as misconceptions and stigmas surrounding disabilities still exist. Therefore, a deeper understanding of their experiences and their disabilities must be done in order for us to better understand them and know how to help them. They must be seen as an equal rather than a responsibility, and they shouldn't feel guilty for receiving the help that they need. The U.S. State Department published a report in March 2018 regarding the conditions of PWDs in the Philippines. Policies for PWDs are ineffective due to weak implementation, insufficient funding, and inadequate focus on the problem. In the workplace, only 10% of PWDs are able to find a job. In Farsi, physically disabled people face failure in healthcare, being provided with inaccurate treatments because of the lack of precise information. For equality to be achieved, inequities must be addressed, then turned into equities. Giving PWDs the same opportunities as able-bodied people means giving them the opportunities specifically made for them and customized for them in order for them to utilize it better. A right delayed is a right denied, according to Martin Luther King. It is true that changes in policies take time to implement, but taking too long and making this disabled wait is denying them of living a full and happy life wherein they can achieve their dreams with ease.
People with disabilities deserve what able bodied people have: the empowerment and confidence to be accepted by society, an environment free from discrimination, and equal job opportunities. A just world for disabled people means seeing them as someone capable and equal, as someone who is not a burden despite being given help. It is the right to live a life free of fear of rejection by society, a life free of hassle, and a life free of obstruction towards their dreams. This means providing disabled people an environment that is nurturing and bestowing them fair judgment in their careers. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. We have the power to make a change for them. As a youth in the community, how can you use your voice to fight for equity for physically disabled people?
Remember, nobody's
Too small
To make a difference.